Morning. It's MJ Moss. It's raining cats and dogs in Berwick, Pennsylvania, and I'm upstairs at the McBride Memorial Library, where this particular real estate agent likes to hang out, upstairs and down. It's got books, so I'm a sucker for that. I'm upstairs at the children's library section, which is an absolutely nifty place to hang out for kids and for adults like me who like both kids' books and stuff to do. Libraries have changed enormously since I was a kid, but then the whole world has. And we have a new children's librarian, Emma Remley.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
She's going to give me a little tour around here and talk about some of the stuff in here, and then we're going to talk about her. I'm not sure she knew that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so just walk me through the library. What do we got here?
Well, obviously, tons and tons and tons of books. We have the leveled readers, so level 1, level 2, sort of like the beginning chapter books. And then along this back wall, we got the good chapter books, about 9 to 12. And then we got all these are picture
And we have
books.
a young reader and his parental
Yeah.
person. Good morning.
All those are nonfiction books. And then back along this wall, we have all the board books for the babies.
Ah, okay.
So you can play with them
The
and
hands-on.
turn the pages and not worry about ripping anything. And
Right, kind of sensory.
exactly, yeah. Mostly for learning how books even work.
Okay,
We're almost
okay.
toys at that
Yeah, I
point.
never thought about that, yeah, the mechanics of a book.
Yes, it's
Wow.
a huge important part of literacy. Is they call it print awareness, is understanding that this is a book and the pages turn and the symbols on it mean sounds. And
Yeah, I never thought about that. I could read at a very early age. It never
Yeah.
occurred to me that that was a thing to learn. Obviously, I learned it, but yeah.
Kids are just little sponges, so they're learning even if they're just playing with the books.
Right, right.
And then we have
Okay, what's this kind of stuff? And I like the kid-size furniture, and then you don't
we
feel
got
intimidated
great
by
little
it.
furniture, and we have all these guys are really great for fine motor skills, and even this will build literacy if you're talking to kids about like, oh, this goes up and down and over and down, you know, just anything. And understanding how things work like that is huge.
You got some more things work?
Yep. Bunch of magazines, good letters to play with, and a bunch of puzzles. And
What's that? Now, what's that?
oh, that's our little reading nook. You
Okay.
know, kids can go in and with a book and sit in the chair and snuggle up with the little thing, and it's
All
like
right.
their own special little reading nook.
All right, that's kind of nifty. I like that.
Yeah.
Do you ever
it's fun.
use reading therapy dogs?
We do. Once a month we have our page-turning pups. I'm not sure which Tuesday it is offhand, but it's one Tuesday a month, and we have it over in the community room, and you come in and you sign up and you sit with the therapy dog, and you can pet them and read to them, and it's a non-judgmental way to practice your reading because they're just happy you're there and talking to them.
One of the dogs we bred, Sevi, who was a grand champion and holder of many titles down in Texas, an Afghan hound, was a reading therapy dog in the city of Austin, Texas. He went into the schools to help kids read.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect because it gets them socialized with animals as well, and then they have the reading partner that's just, you know, you can read the same word 4 or 5 times until you get it right, and the dogs don't care.
Right,
They're just happy you're there and talking to them and paying attention.
right.
So
And everything here is oriented to reading and concepts, and we've got a rug here with 1 rabbit and 2 turtles and 3 frogs and 4 fish, so and so forth. And we have a happy singing child who's not being told to be quiet because he's in a library. I love it.
kids are noisy. He's not being loud, but he's fine. Yeah, you don't have to be quiet. You just can't be loud.
Right, and that works. That works, huh? And hot air balloons.
I tell him over and over.
He's doing great.
It's indoor horse time. No, I
And we
mean,
actually have these guys are book recommendations that the kids have written themselves.
That's
So if
neat.
they find a book that they really liked,
Okay, that's very cool.
they can fill out a little thing and show it off to everybody.
All right,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, why are you here? How did you get here? What's your background?
Well, I just finished my master's in Library and Information Sciences. Oops, sorry. And I was looking for a job as a children's librarian, and I wanted a small town because I worked in a small town before, and I just loved the sense of community and getting to know the kids and the families and seeing, the same people at story time and not having a bunch of strangers. And also there's just a lot of it's just really great, and a lot of connections between different community groups too, which makes a huge difference. And so that's why I wanted Berwick, and I applied and I got it. Yay.
We're delighted to have you.
Yes, I'm delighted to
Where are
be
you
here.
from?
Oh, I'm from Rochester, New York.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Up toward the Canadian border
Yes.
there.
Yep, up towards the border, right on Lake Ontario.
Right. My father was from Grand Valley, Ontario, so we went up through that during my
yeah,
childhood with some
yeah.
frequency. Yeah, it's a very handsome area.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Lots of
Yeah.
snow.
Lots and lots and lots of
Yeah.
snow.
And where'd you go to school?
I did my undergrad in SUNY Geneseo, which is in the Finger Lakes, and then I just did my master's up in Canada, in Vancouver, the University of British Columbia.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I get to see the western side. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
right on the ocean.
Yeah.
That's really,
That's neat.
really
That's
something.
neat.
Yeah.
When you vacation, do you look for the ocean? Do you
Yeah.
head out?
Yep, I'm a water baby for sure.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so why library science in the first place?
I got out of undergrad and I did my undergrad in history and anthropology, which was fascinating. I did it because I wanted to learn about it, but all the jobs that were in that field weren't really what I was looking for. So I had, sort of what do I like to do? What do I, and I was like, well, I love reading and I love books and I love working with kids. So let's do that. And so I was a children's
Okay.
librarian.
All right. So it was directed by your own impulses.
Yeah.
What was the first library you were ever in?
The first library I was ever in was the Greece Public Library in, Greece is the suburb of Rochester, and that's where I grew up. And my mom used to drop us off, well, not drop us off, but she would drop us off in the kids' room, and then she would go into the other corner of the library and, browse the adult books. And, oh man, I loved that library. It was always a really special trip to go to the library, and to pick out books and to take them home and take care of them because you had to return them and you had responsibility.
Cool. Okay. How old were you when you learned to read?
Oh, I want to say 3 or 4.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
betting it was before school.
Yeah, it was before school. And it wasn't like fully reading, but the first book I read was actually a book I had my Mama, Do You Love Me was the book. And my mom would read it to me every night. And I had basically had it memorized and was like, I'm going to read the book to you tonight. And I, knew when to turn the pages because I had memorized it. And that's one way some kids learn how to read.
That, I think, is how I learned to read. I
Yeah.
think reading to kids is absolutely critical. If you
Oh,
want them
it's-
to be literate, that's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I also think it makes a difference when one writes poetry. I think one needs to hear it. And I
Yeah.
think poetry that isn't heard is only words on a page. Is not
Yeah.
enough. And I think when you
Yeah.
read to kids, they get that side of language.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Rhythm and rhyme are hugely important for kids still learning to read. That's why talking and reading and writing is so important, but singing is hugely important. And playing games like, patty cake, just something where they start to associate the words with other words and sounds and meaning. Yeah.
What's your weekly kid count in this section of the library? I know they have a young adult library downstairs that's quite extensive and
Yeah.
good for research.
Yeah.
But for up here, what?
Do you mean like how many kids
Yeah.
come through the library? Oh gosh, I wouldn't even know. I'm also really bad at estimating numbers. It's a weak point of mine. But I'd say at least 70 kids a week.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and
cool.
more when we have the programs.
Right.
I know.
What kind of programs do you have?
Well, we have story times 3 times a week. We have block party once a week where the kids can play with building blocks, which is huge for, you wouldn't think of it, but it's huge for literacy because if you talk with them about what they're building and how do you do this. And then obviously math and science skills is great for a block party. Or block party is great for those. And we have once a month, we have the page turning pups and we have Lego Club as well. Yeah, so that's what we've got starting. We're going to build up those and get them real strong, and then eventually add in more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know with both the Lego and the block thing, I had talked to Nadine, and they're apparently talking about, or have done already, some evening Lego and block parties for adults.
Yes.
And
yes.
I got to come play blocks.
Yeah,
I love
you
playing
should.
with blocks.
Lego Club is technically all ages, and we have those. We have like the big Duplos, they're called, for the babies, and then regular Legos, and then we have some of those really cool architecture sets where you can build like the White House or the Eiffel Tower out of Legos, and they have like specific instructions.
Cool.
They're really fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
And with instructions comes more literacy.
Exactly. Exactly.
for
And
everybody.
following directions.
Yeah.
And that's also school readiness too, is to be able to say, this is how you do things, and following directions is a huge thing. Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds like just more vibrant programming and activities here at the McBride Memorial Library. Emma, thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Appreciate your
welcome.
time.
Thank you.
Parkbench.com, folks.